Hi there, and welcome to Carla is Crafty, episode 76. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Carla. I'm a mom, a wife, and a midwife, and I'm a born again Christian, and I love people enough to tell them that. I got a new mic, so hopefully you guys will hear me better. The other one was a corded one that I used with my iPad. This one is a Bluetooth mic that I ordered off Amazon. And it has really good ratings, and it's supposed to be clear, and you should be able to hear me, hopefully. And then hopefully that'll work good. I'm using my phone too, so the picture may be a little bit better. Sorry, I have to adjust. I sat on the very front of this. I'm sitting on it's the footstool for a glider rocker. I don't have a glider rocker anymore, but the footstool was in really good condition and I couldn't throw it away. So I stuck it in my craft room so that I can sit on it and do videos. Anyway, got a new mic. I know I'm not the only one who's having issues. I noticed with Ella, like when I watch my own videos and when I watch Ella's videos and some others, I can hear you, but I have to turn the volume way up on my iPad because that's where I normally watch YouTube videos. So hopefully the new mic will make a difference. We will see. If not, then Amazon will be getting it back. It's a wireless microphone for cameras, smartphones, computers. It's so generic it doesn't have a name apparently. It's just a wireless microphone. Anyway, it actually comes with two of these mics, and then it comes with a little thing that plugs into the end of your phone or whatever that I guess transmits. I'm not sure. I'm not up on all that. I'm not as anyway. So we'll start with makes and we'll move on to Oktoberfest market. So I made a bunch of mini loaf cats. Some of this stuff I made I sold already at market. So this little cutie. I don't know if I showed you these or not already. I don't think so because I'm pretty sure it's been 2 weeks since I filmed. I know I made a big black cat, loaf cat, but this is the mini ones. And I made these two. And I had a multicolor one, out of that kind of rainbowy yarn that I bought from Lion Brand. That was my only mini one that sold. No, I take that back. I had another one that was made with some black that had orange speckles in it, and I had gotten it from Wool something US. Anyway, the yarn came from the UK, but it still said US on it. Anyway, so and then I had like a itty bitty loaf cat that I had made because this one yarn that I got when I ordered, I did not realize how teeny tiny it was. And when I made the mini loaf cat, it was like, well, okay, it was the same size as this mini chicken. So I made a mini chicken out of it too, this variegated yarn, and I had made a mini cat out of it. And the cat, the little kitty sold, but now the mini loaf cats is Crafty Kat Shop US is the name of the Etsy shop I got the pattern from. And then the mini chickens were from Mishyana Toy Design. I'm going to link all these, down in the description like I normally do. And I actually had 3 mini chickens. I had that one there, and then I had 2 white ones. And the 2 white ones, some young lady bought them so she and her friend could each have a chicken. I thought that was kind of cute. It was my last sale of the day. I just, it was kind of like, oh, okay. And then I made some octopuses. They're more realistic looking than like the octos, And so I just love them, these big bulby heads and stuff. And this is no sew. You make it, and it's amazing pattern. This is a pattern from Jade, and I got it on Etsy, and so I made a blue one, and then I made one out of the multicolor because I thought it would be really cute, and it is really cute, and they didn't sell. We'll talk about that when we talk about market. I'm putting them back in the bags because I have another market in 2 weeks. So, and then I had gotten from Annie Caraway Art. She's the one I have my regular loaf cat pattern from, and she makes a loaf dog pattern. And so I made a loaf dog. I probably should have changed and made this like all white or something for the muzzle, but I didn't because I just made him with what I usually make my chickens out of. Anyway, that's my one loaf dog that I made. What else did I make? I made 2 more bags. I made a MIDI and a bitty bag out of the stars, the star fabric. The bitty bag is just in the bottom of another box, and I just didn't dig it out. And then I made a mini sea turtle. I made this yesterday. It's for an order. Is he not the cutest little thing? This is like a really dark green. It's from Jelly Baby Chunky Yarns, and it's Sprout is the color. And then this is Chocolate from Premier Parfait Chunky. So I just thought he was super cute. Little tiny one. Anyway, that's for a special order for somebody who wants actually a mini and a regular size turtle. So now I've got to try and match that yarn for a regular size turtle. And then I think I showed you the red velvet beanies that I had made from Camryn's Cute Creations pattern. But I did get I got a skein of pink and a skein of light blue. Some people say this looks purple, but it's supposed to be light blue, and it looks blue to me. Anyway, so I took 2 of each to market, and then when I got home, I was working on them, and I actually had enough yarn left to make 2 more of each. So I have 4 each of the 3 to 12 month size. And then I have pom-poms. I make my own pom-poms. I may not in future because you can find them pretty inexpensively, but the nice thing about these pom-poms is I put a button on the inside, and then I just put a piece of elastic on it, and so you can actually remove that pom-pom if you want to wash the hat and not ruin your pom-pom. I would suppose it's just fake fur with polyfill in it. You could probably wash it. It'd be like washing a plushie, I guess. So, but just in case you want to take the pom-pom off even and not have a pom-pom on it, you know, because the button's on the inside, you don't know about it. I did make a bat, and the pattern was from Theresa's Crochet Shop on Etsy, but I did not take a picture of it, and it sold. So I think that's all my finished objects I have for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to say there were more, but I've, between working lots of hours last week and market prepping for Saturday, I didn't do a very good job of writing down all the stuff that I had already, that I was making, or that, you know. And I found my book that has all my stuff that I say on my videos, because I couldn't find it last time, 2 weeks ago when I made a video. I found it when I was looking, through stuff to get ready for market, and then I laid it somewhere else and I've lost it again. So I really have no idea what I showed you last time and what I didn't, other than going back and looking at my list on my video from last time. Joys in progress. Still working on my husband's cardigan. I really don't have anything else going. I take that back. I have an apron that was a special order. I know a lady, very nice lady, and she is very tall. She's from here local. I'm not talking about my tall friend in Tennessee. I'm talking about another tall person who's really tall, and she requested an apron that was longer. So I tried just adding some eyelet trim to the bottom of the apron that she liked, and we tried it on, and it still isn't, it doesn't even come to her knees. She's just that tall. Okay. And I knew it probably wouldn't work because I tried the apron on after I put the trim on it, and it just barely brushed my knees, and I'm only 5'6". Um, so anyway, pardon my hair. I just washed it today and then let it go so it could take a break from the blow dryer and the brush and all the product. And so it's under the hat, under my mama hat, my blingy mama hat. Anyway, I have that apron like cut out and the pockets on and put together. I just have to turn it right side out, iron it, and then finish off the rest of it and do the edge stitching, and then it'll be done. And I have to have it ready for her on Thursday, and it's only Monday, so I'll be fine because I have plenty of time to finish that. I did get cards made. I had them made at Canva because I designed them on Canva. And so I used my logo. You know, it just says Carla May Sewing, Crochet, and Knitted Crafts. And then I don't have a website or anything. So I just created Carla is Crafty 553 at gmail.com. I just created a new email that's exclusively for crafty stuff so that, you know, people aren't sending stuff to my personal email. Not that I mind that so much. And I didn't put my phone number on there because I don't really want everybody having my phone number. That's kind of, you know, I don't have a business phone. And I don't have, you know, a brick and mortar store. And I haven't done the online shop thing. I didn't put my Instagram and Facebook groups on there because I just wasn't sure. I really don't do, because this isn't my full-time thing. Like it is for some people, I really don't do a whole lot in those areas on social media. But I thought at least if I have an email and somebody wants something, you know, some of the people who took them were younger girls who were like, oh, I'd really like to have this, but I just don't have the money to get it. So, you know, I think they're thinking, oh, well, I'll email her later. And because somebody asked me, do you mail things to people, you know, that you make for them? I said, oh, yeah, sure. And eventually I'd like to do a shop. I don't want to do Etsy. I'm not anti Etsy. I shop on Etsy all the time. I bought patterns this week on Etsy. I bought a thing to go with my with one of my machines, you know, off of Etsy. I mean, I buy things off of Etsy. I buy things that are already made from people who make them that I can't, you know, I don't have the capability to do those kind of things like laser engraving and things like that. But I know that they charge a percentage and then you deal with all of their other little things. And, you know, I just don't feel like it would be, because I don't do a great volume, right? Because I just do this on the side. I don't think that's for me right now. So I don't know if I should set up like just an independent online shop, you know. And I realize with Etsy, they get advertising, they do all sorts of things for you. I mean, I know they do all of the mathematics for you and stuff when you're selling items and figure out shipping costs and things like that. I realize they do that. So I'm not saying it's not a good place to sell. I'm saying I don't think I would do enough volume because I don't do this more than just part-time, quarter time, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just getting started selling things. You know, I haven't really done this in the past. And so anyway, all that ranting and raving to say, all I have right now is an email, which is fine. Email's good. And I figure I can tie that to my YouTube channel and my online things. And that way, you know, if people want to contact me and ask me about making things or about buying something I've already made, then they can do that. I do need to have a format where I can put my items up, pictures of my items, better pictures than the ones that I just take in my living room. You know, more professional pictures of the items I sell and descriptions and prices. So we'll just go from there on that one. Who knows? Excuse me. I did buy some patterns today just because there's some stuff I want to try out and may not get made before my next market. My next market is 2 weeks from Saturday. It's November the 2nd. It's at a church in a small town just down the road from me. So it's probably not going to be a very big event either. I really thought Oktoberfest would be a bit, and I mean, there were a lot of people there, but there were some circumstances that probably led to me not selling as much as I thought I would. And I didn't by any means think I would sell out or even half of my stuff. But I really felt like I would sell more of my sewn items rather than more of the plush items. I don't have my list of what I sold. It's in the other room. And I've gone in and out of this room like 5 times to get things for this video. And so I don't have a list of what I sold. I can kind of give you an idea. So Saturday was Oktoberfest in Veneta, Oklahoma. It's put on by the Catholic Church there. It's sponsored by a couple of businesses, big businesses there in town. And it's fun. We used to live over that way, and so we used to go all the time. And there's food vendors, and there's entertainment, dancers, bands, all sorts of things. And I didn't do any of that because I actually was in the parish hall in my booth because I wanted to be indoors where the wind was not blowing everything, including my tent over, and where it might be less warm because it got up in the 90s on Saturday, even though it's October. Oklahoma's just, this week we're having a cold snap. I'm wearing a sweatshirt, but last weekend it was still pretty warm. So when we got there, we went in Friday night and set everything up because it started at 9:30 and it's like an hour drive for us. And so we went in Friday night, set everything up. I had forgotten to take my hangers, so I couldn't hang any of my aprons. And then Saturday morning, we got there like an hour before it opened so that we could finish setting up. Really have to say very, very nice people in the booth next to us who do like 4 or 5 craft shows a week. This is what they do for a living. And they sold some lovely blankets, and she actually made some sewn items like kitchen items and things. Those really cool, bag holders for your bags from Walmart or the grocery store or whatever, that they're really cute. And I wish I would have run over and bought one, but I didn't go over and do it. And then when I was trying to hang my aprons, they fall off the hangers. I bought these really pretty wooden hangers, okay, off Amazon because I thought they would look really nice with my booth. And then I had gotten these prong things that are supposed to hang, that you're supposed to be able to hang things on your grid wall, because I have a trifold grid wall that I bought off Amazon. And not only does everything fall off those, but my aprons, because of the way they're made, they would just slide off of the hangers really easily. I did take some clothespins, but I didn't have quite enough to do all of my aprons. But anyway, my husband was trying to bend those little prongs up, and I had used zip ties to lock them down to the grid wall, but everything was still falling off. And this woman and her husband come over, and they had these neat little hanger things like you see at the store, the little waterfall things. And she's like, look, this just clips right in here. She said, I've got some extras. Why don't you use them today? So she gave me 2 of those, and I hung my aprons on them, and they looked great. She told me where she bought them. I came home and ordered some from this, I think it's called storesupply.com or something like that. I'll link it down below too. But I bought some of those little waterfall things because I thought those would be great. And then I also got, it's like this curved, looks like a curved shower curtain almost, but you hook it on 2 sides of two of your grid wall things, and it makes like to hang clothes on. Because I thought that would work really well. We'll see. I may just use the waterfalls and not use that. But I ordered enough of the waterfall fixtures. And I'm sorry if you don't know what I mean by waterfall fixtures. I'll try to find a picture and insert it or something. But I worked at Walmart for 10 years, and I worked in soft lines, which is clothing. And so these little things mean so much to me because this is the fixtures I dealt with for you know, a decade. So anyway, very sweet lady. I did not get her shop name, and I wish I had, because I would really like to send her a little thank you note and maybe something I've made, just because she was so sweet and so helpful. Both of them were. She and her husband were very nice, and just, you know, very helpful to the newbie was on their second market. Now, the location. So outside, everybody could set up with their tents and stuff in the parking lot. They had a big tent where they had the food and things like that. But then they had food vendors and vendors selling things in the parking lot under their, you know, canopies, tents, or whatever. And they could set up out there. And then inside the parish hall, there were probably about 10 to 12 booths in there, 8x8 booths. Now, that lady and I, we were in a corner, and like she was here and I was here. And so in the space in the very corner between the two of us wasn't big enough for another booth. So the lady who ran the whole setup said, hey, just split that right down the middle of that square, and you can each have half and have a little more space to spread out. And it worked perfect. We just kind of worked together and did that. And so it was good. We had a little more space. But I was in the very corner. Okay. And so the way the parish hall is set up, there was a door back here next to that lady's booth, but it was the back door that led out to like the street. And a few people came in that door, but not many. The majority of people came in the front door. And so between me and that door, there were several booths, one of them being a booth that had nothing but plushies. And the young lady who had that booth happens to be the daughter-in-law of good friends of ours, you know, because we used to live there, so we know a lot of people. So I don't mind, you know, I'm not saying that that was a bad thing. I mean, it's definitely better for her. Plus, there were probably 2 or 3 other vendors that sold plushies that were outside. And I think by the time people got to me, you saw them carrying all these plushies that they bought. And that wasn't my main focus anyway. The plushies are just kind of an extra thing I did because I thought, well, you know, those will sell, and that's something I can make pretty easily and you know, set up with. And I did sell plushies. I mean, I sold 20 items, and only 5 of those were not plushies. So I sold 15 plushies. I did sell 4 aprons. Now, granted, 2 of them were requested orders that I made specifically to take there because the person that ordered them lives near there, and that's where she was going to pick them up. And then one of my other good friends, whose daughter actually had a booth selling the books that she writes, she bought one of my aprons, and then another lady. So I only sold 4 aprons. I didn't sell any bags. And I sold 1 knitted hat to my sweet friend who's going to Tennessee on vacation and said it's going to be cold in the mountains and she would need a hat to cover her little head. So she bought one of my knitted hats. And then the other items were all plushies, you know, so there were like, I think 4 kittens. I sold 2 of the mini chickens. My big axolotls that I sell for $25, I sold 2 of those. I sold one of my dragons for $25, the purple one that I really love so much. It has pink eyes. It's so cute. And my bat that I made is sold. And 2 leggy frogs. One of them was a backpack buddy leggy frog, and then the other one was the leggy frog that I made out of the rainbow. I keep calling it rainbow yarn. It's not rainbow. It's just bright colors, okay? But it's easier to say rainbow than bright colors. I don't know. Anyway, I sold that. And then, one mini axolotl sold. And one of my sea turtles, one of the regular size sea turtles, not my jumbo one, but one of my regular size sea turtles that I have for $40 sold. So, you know, that was kind of the variety of what went. A lot of people, I thought it was so funny because like the parents would come through with their little kids and they'd be like, oh no, don't touch them, your hands are sticky, you know, because they were all eating funnel cake and suckers and stuff. Oh no, don't touch that. But then there were adults who would come through alone and they would touch every single and squish every single plushie. I'm like, if I could have charged $1 for every person who came through and touched a plushie and squeezed it, I'd have made a fortune. I told my husband, maybe I should just charge for people to come through and squeeze them. I don't know. And so, I don't know, kind of funny, I thought. And then, so I mean, my total sales were $407 for those 20 items. And I had a $30 booth fee. And then we made two-hour round trips. So there's gas. And, you know, I don't really count what I spend on materials because I use the money I've made on other sales to fund that. And so I really have not kept track of that very well like I should. And I need to start doing that if I'm going to do this on a regular basis because that will help with taxes and stuff. But I mean, it wasn't a bad market. You need to go watch Ella from No Catchy Name. Her market wrap that she posted today from Saturday, the same day, she did so well, and I'm so excited for her. And of course, that was a much bigger market too. And I mean, like I said, this is a big market, but again, I think most people were coming for like the entertainment and maybe the German food and things like that, and you know, possibly the beer because you drink beer at Oktoberfest. And it didn't seem to me like a lot of the people that came through were just touching things and looking at things and commenting and things like that, but they weren't really spending a whole lot of money. There may be other vendors who did better. I think, you know, the young lady probably who, you know, was more at the front did a little bit better. And I didn't go look at her products or prices. You know, I didn't want to seem rude or anything like that. I did meet her, but I mean, I wasn't going to go up there and, you know, check things out. So I don't know if her prices were comparable to mine or what. All that to say, will I go back next year? Yes, I will probably go back next year because the best part, I had put on Facebook pictures of some of my items and gone, okay, people, I'm going to be at Oktoberfest. I'm going to be in the Parish Hall. Come see me. You know, because I just wanted to see people because that is about 30 minutes from my hometown. That town is. So I saw people from my hometown that I graduated high school with had come to Oktoberfest. I'm not saying they came to Oktoberfest because of me, but they came and found me and hugged on my neck. Lots of nurses that I've worked with, both at Grove and Miami. One of the ladies that came was not only a nurse that I worked with at Miami, but she was also in my nursing class when I graduated. One of the nurses that I had worked with at Grove, I can't really count that as our relationship because I've known her since I was a teenager, you know, because we all went to school together and things like that. And then, you know, people in that town, because we lived near there for almost 30 years and our kids went to school together. And so I just got to see and love on so many people that, you know, some of them I hadn't seen in a while. I mean, we've lived here 8 years, so some of them I haven't seen in 8 years other than on Facebook. But we had so much fun seeing everybody and visiting. And then one of my sweet, sweet friends, one of the midwives I work with, who's like my bestie, she drove from where she lives, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from Bonita. She came with her kids and drove over to see us and bought a plushie. But anyway, again, it was just, we had a good time and it was a long day. And even though we were inside, because the doors were open, the air conditioning in that older building really couldn't keep up super well. I was really thankful I had bought this little fan It's deep in one of my boxes. I bought this little Bluetooth, not Bluetooth, but um, cordless fan that you charge, you know, and then it runs. And I mean, I used it for a while, and then I gave it to my husband because he started getting really warm and stuff. And we did good insofar as spending money. We didn't buy anything from anybody. We did not buy any food. We brought our own water. We brought our own lunch and snacks. So, you know, we kept costs down as much as we could. But just every time you do this, you know, I know it's only my second market. So every time you do it, you learn something new that you need to know for next time. Um, I was watching, I'm umming a lot too, again. I was watching a YouTube video. I can't remember the lady's name. It was just a one-off one that popped up on the side, and I thought, oh, I want to watch that. And she was talking about at the end of her, she's like, okay, here's some tips. When you go to these markets, even if they have nice indoor toilets, take a roll of toilet paper because so many people come through there, they're going to run out of toilet paper, okay? I had a roll of toilet paper in my backpack. She had other tips too, but I thought that was the best one. And when I told my husband about that tip and that I was taking, he's like, that is a really great tip. Because who wants to run out of toilet paper, right? They didn't. So that wasn't a problem. But I was just like, and it was fun. And again, we'll do it again next year. I'll just maybe advertise a little better. I don't know. Did I show you guys that I finally got I don't remember if I showed you or not. Because I think I was talking about it the day I made the video and that it hadn't arrived yet. Maybe. But the big Carla is crafty. So this is one of those table runner things. And so you just drape that over the front of your table, you know, and the rest of it sits on your table. I'm still here. I'm just covering myself up with this thing. I really am not the most professional video maker, am I, guys? It's a wonder anyone still watches my videos. I know there's not as many as there used to be because I didn't make videos for so long, but once in a while people watch, so it's okay. Anyway, some of the patterns I bought today, I bought a capybara one from Plushie Co. I think these were all from Plushie Co. company on Etsy because I had watched, I can't remember her name. It's somebody I watch all the time. Anyway, I'll link her down below too. She's really good. And some of the stuff she had made was just really cute. So the capybara was really cute. So I'm going to make some of those. I think those might sell. Unicorn. She had a really cute little unicorn too. And then she has like a small green guy, like my big green grumpy guys. That was just really cute. I think Ella makes them. I think she uses this pattern. And then she had the cutest squid that was no-sew, and I thought it was super cute. So I got that pattern too. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. I've rambled on for ever and ever. But I will hopefully be back soon with a video a week from Friday. I'm going to Tennessee to visit my friend for 5 glorious days by myself. And we're just going to have fun, and we're not going to try to entertain each other. We're just going to crochet and visit and go to this really cool Christmas store that has beautiful Christmas ornaments. She lives in an area that had flooding and had issues and is very close to North Carolina where they had all the issues and things like that. So there's highways that are gone, bridges that are gone. So there are places we will not be able to go because they are not in business. And that's very sad for for the people of North Carolina and Tennessee and Florida who have gone through, and I know there's other states that have suffered devastation from these storms. And it just, the power of Mother Nature, of storms, of things, is just a great and terrible thing. But we need to continue to pray for these people and help where we can. I know people are still trying to regroup and find a place to live and take care of things they need to take care of. So let's just keep praying for them and keep loving on them. And I know, you know, they can get help from FEMA and things like that. They have to ask for that help, but they are available. And I know Samaritan's Purse, which is Franklin Graham's organization, has been down there working a lot. And I know many other places are too. What's the name of the chefs? I can't remember the name of it, but it's something chefs, because they came here to Claremore when we had our tornado a little while ago and just came in and cooked for the workers and people who were displaced, and it was really amazing. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful week. Remember that Jesus loves you, and so do I. And we will see you again soon. Bye.